Hello everyone. In your final paper, you are required to narrow down one of three topics. The topics are artificial intelligence, environmental engineering, and the Internet of Things. After narrowing down these topics, you are required to extract a minimum of 6 sources from the Internet in order to write about these topics. After extracting these sources, you are required to choose from one of two types of essays. The first one that we're going to discuss today is the cause and effect essay. The second one is the problem solution essay, and an audio lecture will be posted on it soon. So let's start. Like any academic paper, a cause and effect essay consists of 4 parts. The first one is the introduction, which is in this essay only one paragraph. The second part is the body paragraphs, which can range from 3 paragraphs to any number of paragraphs. The third part is the conclusion, which is only one paragraph, and the fourth is the reference page. The introduction. The introduction is only one paragraph and it consists of 3 parts. The first part is the hook statement. The hook statement is a statement that is intended to attract the reader, to make the reader continue reading. So, you can write a definition, or you can write an interesting topic, or an interesting fact, or a statistic, anything that will make the reader want to read more about the topic. Next part is the background history or the background information. This is where you present the reader with general information about the topic. You are informing your reader about the topic and explaining this topic in brief words. After this, you have to state the aim of your essay. This essay, you are investigating the causes and the effects of the topic. Remember, you cannot use personal or first person language. So do not say, I will discuss the causes and effects of this essay. No. You say, this essay is going to discuss the causes and effects of the topic. The last sentence of the introduction is the thesis statement. The thesis here in this essay must contain your narrowed down topic and 2 causes and 2 effects that are going to be discussed in each of the body paragraphs separately. This is an example that you have. Using artificial intelligence is mainly because of its efficiency and safety. These are the 2 causes. However, it can result in the increase of unemployment rates and can easily be sabotaged. These are the 2 effects that you have. Next are the body paragraphs. This is the second part of your paper and it contains here 4 paragraphs. 2 body paragraphs for the causes and 2 body paragraphs for the effects. Now, remember, your body paragraphs must be synthesis paragraphs, which means that you have to use 2 or more sources in your paragraph. You cannot only paraphrase, summarize, or quote the sources, but you have to comment on these sources. The first sentence of the body paragraph is the topic sentence, which contains the full idea of the paragraph. For example, one of the causes of using artificial intelligence is efficiency. This is the cause. After stating the topic sentence, you should look for this idea in your sources. Look for the evidence in your source that support this idea. Why did you say that efficiency is one of the causes of using artificial intelligence? This idea is what you want to support. You can compare and contrast the sources in your paragraph. You can do both in your paragraph. Of course, after using each source, you have to use the in-text citation. And you have 2 styles for the in-text citation. You can either write the citation after using the source at the end, open a paragraph, state the author's last name and the year of publication. If it's a quote or paraphrasing or summarizing, if it's quoting After writing the year of publication, you have to write the page number. Or you can use the other style, which is writing the citation at the beginning of the source. So you write, for example, according to James, and then you open a bracket and state the year of the publication, and then you write the quote. You are allowed to quote only once in your paragraph. Do not quote more than that. Paraphrase and summarize more. Again, after using the sources, you have to use the transition words between them. You have to link the sources. So, for example, if the sources complement or add information to each other, you use something like moreover or in addition. If the sources contrast with each other, you use although, or you use however, or you can use in contrast. Lead-in phrases are very, very important. These are the phrases that introduce the source. So you have here an example. John Adams, 2012, in his article, Artificial Intelligence Applications, points out this verb an action verb, which is a part of the lead-in phrases. Next, you have to end your paragraph with a concluding sentence that prepares to the next paragraph. You can inform the reader about your next paragraph or summarize the paragraph that you have just written. The conclusion is the third part of your essay. It is only one paragraph, and you cannot mention any new ideas in your conclusion. The conclusion is intended to summarize, to wrap up your essay. It is a brief summary of what you have already discussed or said in your essay. So, the first thing to do in a conclusion is to repeat the thesis statement. The thesis statement that you have written in the introduction, repeated in other words in the conclusion. And then summarize the body paragraphs that you have written. Remember, to summarize is to only mention the main ideas in a paragraph, not to mention details. The conclusion is a wrap-up, not a paragraph to mention the ideas. And then you can end the conclusion with a recommendation for further research to be done to investigate the problem that you have discussed. Important things to keep in mind: you have to write a clear thesis statement. Your thesis statement must contain the narrowed down topic and the ideas that you're going to discuss in your paragraph. Do not forget this. The topic sentences, each one of them contains only one controlling idea that you are going to discuss in this paragraph, and it has to be the first sentence of each body paragraph. You cannot only integrate sources. You have to integrate the sources and comment on the sources. You have to use your in-text citations and then write the sources in the references page. The references page, you have to use the rules of the full citation. So, for example, if one of your sources is a journal article and it contains a URL for this article, go to the presentations on your e-learning pages, find the PowerPoint presentation for the full citation and use the rule that you have in them. Or you can refer to the BUE style sheets. After this, you have to avoid the informal language. So, the informal language is using the first person language, or using abbreviations, or using phrasal verbs. You have to avoid using these things. Next, you have to plan your work and search for reliable sources. Reliable sources are academic sources, and you have in the past lecture the sources that you cannot use.